welcome back. Today I will be doing a drugstore favorites video. I'll be going through category by category, giving you my favorite products for each one. Now some of them might have one, some of them might have two, some of them might have multiple. It just depends on how many drugstore products I've tried for each category. Yeah, okay. Before I begin, make sure to subscribe to this channel. It's just right down there. And also hit the bell notification so you'll be notified of when I upload each week. Remember guys, if you want links to all of the products that I'm talking about right now, it's in the description box below. Check it out and click the link if you want to purchase any of these products. So I'm going to start with the first thing you usually put on your face, and that's primer. Now I do have texture, I have oily skin, I have large pores, I have acne, I have scarring, etc, etc. So I do like to go for more of a mattifying, pore filling, oil reducing primer. So I want to start with the lower cost option, and that is the Catrice Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. I'll have the prices on this side right here. So look over here if you want to see the prices of these products. But Catrice Cosmetics can only be found on Ulta, I think, in the US. Online, maybe in store. Actually, I think it is also in store. I've never found it in store at my Ulta, but you may find it in store at yours. So I want to say that this is not a silicone-based primer. So if you have any sensitivity to silicone, this will be your best friend. Usually you can tell if something has silicone if it has any ingredients like the next one I'm about to show you that end in cone, like dimethicone, and it has like a very smooth, like pore filling, almost gonna ball up on you texture. This does not. This one is kind of like a very light lotion almost that kind of dries down and becomes a little sticky, a little tacky, which some people like. It makes their foundation, you know, stay on for much longer. Okay, this doesn't do much for pore reducing, and that's just because it's not silicone based. But if you have any sensitivities to silicone, I really recommend this one. My next primer for pore filling and pore minimizing is the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. They did change the packaging a little bit. It doesn't look like this anymore. It looks a little different, but it's the same product. But the difference between these two is that this is silicone based and this is not, and this really does reduce pores and controls my oil. But for some other people, silicone might enhance your oil, so that all depends on your skin. This is also supposed to be a dupe for the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer, but I've never tried that, because ain't nobody's spending $50 on a bottle of primer. But I've heard that this comes as a close dupe, but I cannot attest to that because I will never spend $50 on a primer and then watch me spend $50 on a primer. Okay, I digress. This is a good primer, works beautifully, but the foundation that I'm going to show you, that is one of my favorites from the drugstore, does horribly with a silicone-based primer on my skin type. But I'll get to that in just a second. So next we're going to go into foundation, and foundation is something that I'm very picky with, and something that I really enjoy. Like, I take pride in my foundations. Do you know what I mean? Foundation is my favorite makeup product, to be honest, because I think it makes the biggest difference in your whole look. So because I'm picky, I only have 3 here. But these are not even my favorites. I'm so sad, right? But one of them is coming close. One of them is coming close. But these are foundations that I've dubbed really good. They're just not my favorite, unfortunately. I'm still on the hunt for my favorite drugstore foundation. So I'm just gonna go from the cheapest one. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I have it in soft beige, which they count as light, medium, warm. This foundation has a spatula and smells like paint. So be careful of that. Know that it smells like paint. If you have any adverse reactions to very strong scents, this might not be the foundation for you, but it is a really good foundation. It has medium coverage, it has a natural skin-like finish, it's not too matte, not too dewy. The word I'm looking for is satin. But it is a really good foundation. You get 1 fluid ounce. I'll have the price again right over here so you can see. Wet n Wild is cruelty-free. Every single product I'm going to show you here is going to be cruelty-free. This is one of my favorite foundations. However, I have found a recent discovery that it oxidizes really pink on me. And it didn't used to do that when I first got the bottle. It just like turned pink on me after like a month or 2 of using it. It just started oxidizing really pink. I don't know if I need to play around with primers or what, because I actually haven't tried this with this primer yet, the Catrice one, so we'll see. Actually, we'll play around with this a bit more, but this gives excellent coverage. It's not full, it's a really comfortable medium. Don't use too much, it can start looking heavy, but it does have a nice skin-like finish. Next foundation is kind of a not so well-known brand, but this is on Walgreens.com, and in certain Walgreens stores you can also get this brand. This is the CYO Long Lasting Life Proof Foundation. It comes with a pump, it's really nice, hygienic. It comes with one of those like airless pumps, so there's no tube going down, it just pushes the product up. The packaging feels a little cheap. The Wet n Wild one was like this hard plastic. Like this is a much cheaper plastic. This is in the shade 105. And the reason why this is not my favorite, because this would be my favorite. This would be my favorite foundation from the drugstore. 105 is a tad too light. And they only have like 10 shades. And I have lighter skin with a yellow, olive, slightly green undertone. And this oxidizes the slightest bit too pink and it looks really off. But it looks so beautiful. It is a nice, like, plump, skin-like finish. Doesn't emphasize your textures. My only problem is that it doesn't have that good of coverage. It's about a low medium coverage at most. If you build it up, it's about low medium with a brush. So, but it looks so beautiful on the skin. I love mixing this in with heavier, thicker foundations like the Urban Decay All Nighter. This looks amazing. And this is also like a shade too light. It doesn't oxidize at all. So this is one of the only times where it's like, I wish you would oxidize so I could wear you. But I really enjoy this foundation. It's one of my favorites. And the next one I want to talk about is this Troublemaker right here. You probably heard about this. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 Foundation plus Concealer. My shade is in 01 Creamy Vanilla. Now, I used up a good chunk of this. I used up like this much of the bottle, like you could see. But this foundation is so tricky. It is really good coverage. I wouldn't say full coverage, because when I think of full coverage, I think of Marc Jacobs Remarkable Foundation type of full coverage, or Urban Decay All Nighters full coverage. This is about a really high medium coverage. If you don't have as much scarring or hyperpigmentation as me, this will definitely be full coverage on you. It definitely will be. But for me personally, and for anyone else out there who has a little bit more discoloration on their skin, this is about a comfortable medium, high medium coverage. My only gripe with this, okay, is if you don't let, well, if I don't let my skincare sink in completely about an hour beforehand. And also, I can't use a silicone-based primer with this because it starts breaking up immediately. Like, it is separating on my cheek. I can see it. It's separating here, like my lower jaw area, where foundation doesn't really separate. If I'm gonna get separation of foundation, it's going to be around my T-zone area. But this looks so beautiful on the skin. This will, however, cling to any dry patches. So if you have dry skin, do be careful because this really will cling, but this does oxidize. So keep in mind, this oxidizes down. This will fit me. Oh, you could tell right here. I don't know if you could tell. Right here, this is very, very yellow toned. Okay, this is like my perfect tone in a bottle. This is slightly pink, and it's like tripping me out because this is warm. This is warm undertoned. Okay, now I'm gonna talk about concealers, and I really only have two. So I'm gonna talk about my more loved concealer, more used, more experienced concealer, and that's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. Now, this product looks beautiful underneath the eyes. However, they only have like 6 shades Wet n Wild in store. I go to Walmart, there's only 6 shades. What do? The lightest one is too pink for me. I can't use that. The second one, I can't use underneath my eyes. It's too dark. I'll still try. I'll mix this in with Tarte Shape Tape if my under eyes are especially parched, and this will kind of plump them up while still getting the coverage of Shape Tape. But this is still too dark. I can't use this. I need an in-between shade Wet n Wild. That would be amazing. But I love this. This kind of really plumps and hydrates your skin while still, you know, giving really good coverage. And I've seen multiple videos about this being a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, and it's definitely not a dupe. Like, it is not the same consistency, not the same formula, nothing. This is a much lighter, more natural looking concealer. This has medium coverage, I would say. I blend out all of my concealer with a beauty blender because I do have very dry eyes and I need that extra bit of moisture. Now the next one I want to talk about is like a recent find. This has become one of my holy grails. It's the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. This is in the shade 020 Light Beige. Oh, and also the Wet n Wild was in the color Light Medium Beige. So this is the darkest shade in the Liquid Camouflage. Yeah, this is the darkest shade. There's 3 shades. There's only 3 shades of concealer. Whose man's? Your darkest shade is me. It's the one thing I don't like about this, but everything else is beautiful. Oh, I also don't like that it has such a strong fragrance. Like, it smells like perfume was dumped in this tube. But it's such a good concealer. It is so good. It has more coverage than the Wet n Wild one. This concealer I can actually highlight with. It doesn't cake horribly underneath my eyes. It doesn't make my under eyes look dry and cakey and nasty. And this has become one of my favorites. I love this. I have not tested out this waterproof claim right here, but I really enjoy this product. Okay, I only have 3 powders to talk about, and I'm first going to talk about these ones. So kind of like the white translucent kind of powder. I really love the Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. I have a considerable dent in mine. I really loved to bake with this. This looked beautiful. I don't bake anymore. My under eyes are too dry. I'm not playing that. But I love this for kind of the trick where you powder after primer before foundation to help everything stay on longer. This is beautiful for this. And also the e.l.f. HD powder. You can see I have the old packaging. It's so bulky. Thank God they changed it. But this is in the sheer shade. This is just the white. If you're not careful, you will get flashback. So use this sparingly. That's with any white powder, basically. Any silica-based HD type of powder. Now I'll talk about my favorite pressed powder from the drugstore of all time. This is literally all I've been using because it looks so beautiful on top of every single foundation. I also use this to set my under eye. Yes, I use this to set my under eye. And this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. My shade is in 822E Neutral Buff. And this is one of my favorite powders It gives such a natural finish to the skin. It sets your face without making it powdery and cakey looking. You kind of get this very natural airbrushed look, which I love. It doesn't cake up on top of fuller coverage foundations. I'm not a fan of using a very full coverage foundation and then putting on a fuller coverage powder. It can start looking heavy and cakey real quick. So this is one of my favorites. It sets the face, but it just leaves a beautiful finish. This is what I would call a dry skin friendly powder. Like, this would work on drier skin. It's so smooth and silky and just beautiful. I just take a smaller setting brush just to go underneath my eye to set my concealer, and it works beautifully. My concealer doesn't crease terribly. My concealer will always crease. I have deeper wrinkles underneath my eyes. They will always crease, but this helps it, you know, stay on as long as possible, crease as little as possible, and just look beautiful all around. Okay, I don't really have any contour products from the drugstore, as bad as that sounds, but I love this Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder for darker skin. Now, is this going to bronze darker skin? No, it's not. If you're darker than me, this is not gonna work. This has kind of a very orangey tint to it, but I use this very sparingly, and it looks really beautiful on the skin, gives me a warm, bronzed glow. It smells like coconuts, like straight up, strong coconut smell. That also, you know, ties into this one, which everybody loves, which is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is just in the bronzer shade. This barely even shows up on me. Like, do you see how pale I am? They only have 2 shades. This is their darkest shade. Who you bronzing? Except like 10 people. It's a great product, I'm not gonna lie. It is very strong. Coconut smell. This smells more artificial than this. This one smells a little bit more authentic. But these are some of my favorites. I did not like this until I tried this with a like kind of more dense bronzing brush, and then it finally shows up on my skin. So there you go. This is what I'm wearing today, if you could see. Now, I literally only have 2 blushes from the drugstore, actually in all, because this is all I use. So this is the Essence Satin Touch blush. This is one of my favorites. This has become my favorite blush. It's so beautiful on the skin. It's such a natural peachy glow that kind of just goes with every look that I wear. So this is in the shade 10 Satin Coral. It's not really coral as it is peach. It has tiny sparkles of gold in there, but you can't see that on your face. And as someone who has a lot of texture on my cheeks, especially right where my blush would be, I don't like to wear sparklier blushes. They just emphasize all of that, and but this is just so pretty on the skin. It's not a flat matte, so it does give a little dimension to your face. The next blush that I absolutely love is this Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Wine. This is also a kind of peachy blush, but this is a deeper toned peach. I love this blush. It's so smooth and buttery. It doesn't get patchy. Looks beautiful on the face. This is just a great everyday blush that really just goes with everything. I'm going to go into powder highlighters, and now this is like my favorite highlighter. Like, this has become my single most favorite highlighter right now. I actually don't even own any high-end highlighters, but this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and this shade is in Precious Petals. I know they just came out with a highlighting palette, which I am not interested in buying. It looks exactly like the Aurora Glow Kit, and I already have the Aurora Glow Kit, so I will not be buying that. But they came out with a lot more shades of these, which is great because when I bought this, there was only 2. Now they have a ton more, so keep an eye out for this product in stores. But Precious Petals is kind of this really beautiful peach gold glow. and it's absolutely stunning. It looks so natural on the face. This is my highlighter for a everyday natural type of look. You can make this really intense, or you could go very light with it, but this is just phenomenal. I love this. The packaging is a little flimsy. It doesn't close. Do you hear that? It like does not close. So I wish they would improve the packaging, but this is very, very cheap. This is Wet n Wild is one of the most affordable brands at the drugstore. So you kind of do get what you pay for, but the product inside is absolutely amazing. Okay, next I want to talk about some of my favorite highlighters, not at traditional drugstores, but this is at Ulta. This is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Highlighter. I have it in Peach Lights, in Radiant Lights, and in Golden Lights. Now Peach Lights is kind of this really duochrome highlighter. It looks kind of white, and then it shifts to like this really pretty pinky peach color. I absolutely love this formula. It's so buttery smooth. It's not patchy. It's not gritty. There's no glitter in these. Not that I can see. Yeah, there's no glitter. There's no glitter. I don't like highlighters with glitter. That's just me. Glitter emphasizes my texture. I have a lot of texture. I'm not into that. But if you do like glitter in your highlights, this will probably not be for you. But if you don't, you'll probably really enjoy these. Now Radiant Lights, it's a little bit softer than the other two. This is kind of a more natural, everyday type of glow. And of course, Golden Lights is just a beautiful white gold. Again, and now for my viewers who just love really soft, natural, lit from within highlighters, this is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in Be My Highlight. Now, this looks like poop in the pan. It looks like, what is this? Like, what is this gonna do for me? But this is the most beautiful, natural, subtle glow that it just looks like you're just lit from within. It has this really kind of natural gold peach mix that just looks absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so I only have 2 primers because how many primers do you need? But this is the NYX Proof Fit Waterproof Eyeshadow Primer, and this is the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. They both work great. They're both really nice, tacky bases that I set always with this one shadow that has deserved to make it into this drugstore favorites. And this is the Wet n Wild Single Shadow in Brulee. Creme brulee, whatever. This shade, this cream shade, it's my favorite. This is like one of the best cream shades at the drugstore. It's like $1. This is amazing. So nice and pigmented and just buttery beautifulness. I did hear that they're reformulating these, so I don't know if this will be the same. They might not be reformulating, but they're definitely repackaging this, so I don't know if this will be the same formula. Let's talk about bigger palettes. Now these J-Cat Beauty ones that I have, I really enjoy. This Sunset Boulevard palette is broken. I'm so sad. I love this palette, and it's broken because this packaging is so cheap. But you can't complain much. This is $15, so that's what you get for $15. But the shadows inside are absolutely phenomenal. The mattes in this are amazing. There's a lot of kick up, but they blend super easy. They're very, very pigmented, and the shimmers are extremely pigmented as well. They kind of have this wet feeling. I love that one. I highly recommend the Sunset Boulevard one. Now the Melrose Avenue one, this is what I'm wearing on my eyes right now. Some of these pinkier tones right here. And I don't think this one is as good quality as the Sunset Boulevard one. If you don't know, purples are harder to formulate. I don't know why, they just are. And some of these purples swatch kind of bleh, but I've used this on my Instagram, and you know, it's not that bad. It's actually quite nice. Obviously these neutral, warmer tones right here blend beautifully, they work beautifully. These pinkier, mauvier tones are beautiful. It's just I have a little bit of problem with this bright purple, this kind of mellower purple, and this kind of navy blue. I just have a little bit more difficulty with. But I still do recommend testing this out because this is $15. And if you're just trying out shadows for the first time, this would definitely be the way to go. Okay, next big palette I want to talk about is the BH Cosmetics Modern Neutrals 28 color eyeshadow palette. Now, I really enjoy this because each row is kind of a color story, as you can see. You can see you got your warms, your neutrals, you got some pinkier, mauvier, purplier tones, and then you've got your smoky row. So I think this is a very, very versatile palette for beginners. Really, if you're just starting out in makeup, just buy this palette. That's it. You don't need anything else. You have pretty much most color stories that you would use. Now, this is just a cult classic favorite that I need to like put in this video. But this is the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette. Now, Wet n Wild makes some of the best shimmer shadows at the drugstore. All of these shadows are absolutely beautiful. My favorite being this duochrome right here. Like, what company at the drugstore do you see making a duochrome this beautiful? But all of these are beautiful. I wouldn't use these as crease shades or definer shades. That's just too much shimmer for me, but if you want to, you definitely could. You could definitely create a full look with this if you wanted, but I just enjoy a bit more matte. So you could get this, and you could get the BH Cosmetics palette, and you would be set. Like, you would not need any new eyeshadows if you are kind of like the average person living their life day by day. These would be a perfect duo. Oh, and one more honorable mention. If you can't get the BH Cosmetics one, I definitely recommend picking up the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. This retails for $10. You get 10 matte shades. They're buttery, they're smooth. They're not as pigmented as the BH Cosmetics one, but they are still very, very nice quality, and I really do recommend this. Okay, this is the first liquid that I just fell in love with. This is the Essence Eyeliner Pen in Waterproof. This stays on all day, doesn't budge, so super waterproof, incredibly black, and is just amazing. But it does dry out a little quickly. Mine is a little dried out. You know, you can get the product to come out, but it's not as easy as it was before. My next eyeliner that I really, really enjoy is a recent purchase, but this is the NYX That's the Point eyeliner in Hella Fine. As you can see, it's hella fine. It's really, really thin. It's what I used today to create kind of this cartoon liner look. My only gripe with this is that it is not a matte black. It's kind of shiny when it dries down, and that kind of bothers me, and it kind of crinkles on the eye. Like, it kind of just contracts your eyelid skin, which is a bit weird, which is why I don't like creating wings with this. I like creating more like eyeliner art with this. But otherwise, this is a very good liner. This doesn't smudge. This doesn't claim to be waterproof, but it is really long wearing on the eye. Now let's talk about pencil liners. I got 4 different ones for you. This is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips Custom Eye Enhancing Eyeliner Trio. This comes with a few colors. All of them are amazing. This black one kind of has green shimmer in it, but it is so matte black, so pigmented, does not budge. Once it's dry, it's there for the entire day. Then I want to talk about this other Physicians Formula one that you can buy individually. This is the Physicians Formula Glide On Gel Eyeliner in Black Velvet. I do also have the other 2 colors. This is the same as that one. It's a little bit drier, but it is just as nice and black. Stays on all day, doesn't smudge, looks beautiful on the eye, in your tight line, in your waterline. This is great. Then I want to give you guys another option. This is the Ulta Automatic Eyeliner in Cobalt. I really enjoy these liners. I think they're really, really pigmented. They're really creamy. They stay on all day. They are retractable. I don't like sharpening. So this is the Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil, Easy Glide, and Waterproof, and this is in Silky Nude. This is a very nice nude eyeliner, very creamy, These are very, very creamy. I think these are the creamiest of them all, actually. This dries down. It doesn't go anywhere. Like, you can rub this after it's dry and it's not budging. So next I want to talk about gel eyeliner, and this is the only one I have because I'm not really a gel eyeliner person, but this is really, really nice. This is the Essence Gel Eyeliner in 01 Midnight in Paris. It's just a black. It's very creamy. It's very, very, very smudge proof. It's really nice for the tight line. It doesn't go anywhere. Very nice and black. Doesn't skip. You know, doesn't transfer. And it's just overall an amazing gel eyeliner. So I'm going to talk about my favorite eyebrow pencils now. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Ash Brown, and this is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil in Medium Brown. These are almost virtually identical, but the NYX one is a little bit creamier, and I run out of this so much faster. It just goes down like this, it's gone. I need to buy a new one like every month. It's a little stressful. So I just prefer this. It's a harder pencil, it's a little waxier, but this does stay on much longer. This kind of has a tendency to, if you accidentally wipe your brow, it will come off. It will straight come off. But this one does not have that tendency, so I think this is just a hair better. But either one that you can find are both amazing. Now, I don't know where my pot of eyebrow pomade went, but the Milani Stay Put Brow Color, probably insert a clip, is my favorite eyebrow pomade. It's the only eyebrow pomade I've used, but it's a really nice eyebrow pomade. It stays on all day. It is budge proof, sweat proof, everything proof. It will not leave your face until you will it to. Okay, now the Essence lip liners are actually my favorite. I think I have every single color. I have more, I don't know where they are right now, but this one is in Honeyberry. This one is in the Nude. This one is in Red Blush. And this one is in Cute Pink. They're not too creamy that they are just kind of a lipstick and kind of feather outside your lip. But they're nice and stiff enough that they keep your lip color locked in. Now the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuits are some of my favorite liquid lipsticks. They're so pigmented, so nice to wear. They're not drying. They're really nice and hydrating almost. It's this color, Rebel Rose, is the one I'm wearing on my lips right now. Now, if you're not really into the completely matte liquid lipstick dry down type of finish, I really enjoy the NYX Soft Matte Lip Creams. Yeah, this one is in the color Prague, and these just smell amazing. They smell like cake batter, cupcakes. Something really sweet. They just smell amazing, and they're a lot more comfortable. Remember, if you want to make a liquid lipstick kind of less liquid lipsticky and more lipsticky, just put a lip balm underneath it and it'll become a little bit more transfer proof, but a lot more comfortable on the lips. So that's a wrap, guys. That is every single drugstore product in every single category that I just love. Remember, if you want links to any of the products, check the description box below. I will link every single product that I talked about and every single product that is also on my face currently. If you want to check out my Instagram, it's also linked down below, as well as my cooking channel. It's also linked down below. If you want to see some vegan cooking, do check it out, please. If you enjoyed my video, please subscribe, like, and comment. Check out my other videos. Check the description box for all the links that I provide. Hit that bell notification so you'll be notified of when I upload each week. And thanks so much for watching. Bye!